readers, my name is Monique Snyman and I'm an assistant editor for Booktrib.com. And I'm here today with author Michael J. Cooper, who's going to give us some insight into his latest book, Wages of Empire. Wages of Empire is a gripping tale about a boy's journey through a war that changed the world. Michael's book is one of the selections available in Booktrib's book club program for November, and I'm so excited that he was able to find a few minutes out of his busy schedule to talk to us today. Welcome, Michael.
Thank you, Monique. Good to talk to you.
Great to talk to you as well. So let's get into it.
Sure.
No spoilers, but what can you share about your book that we wouldn't find on the jacket cover?
Well, that's an excellent question. And to tell the reader something about Wages of Empire beyond what they'll find on the cover, I'd like to first tell the reader what they will learn from the cover. Front cover features a guy on a horse hovering over a brooding old city with high walls, spires of cedar trees and towers, and a prominent dome. The copy on the back of the book gives the reader some basic information, and with no major spoilers, I'll share that with you now. So this is what the cover will tell us. Apart from that, we read here on the back, in the summer of 1914, 16-year-old Evan Sinclair leaves home to join the Great War for Civilization. Little does he know that despite the war raging in Europe, the true source of conflict will emerge in Ottoman Palestine, since it's from Jerusalem where Kaiser Wilhelm II dreams to rule as Holy Roman Emperor. So that much is explained in regards to what we're talking about with the cover. And we go on another short paragraph. The book is filled with such historical figures as Gertrude Bell, T.E. Lawrence, Winston Churchill, Faisal bin Hussein, and Chaim Weizmann. Wages of Empire follows Evan through the killing fields of the Western Front, where he will help turn the tide of a war that is just beginning and become part of a story that's actually still being written. So that is what the cover tells the reader. But to answer your question, what the jacket doesn't tell you is that this book is filled with other fully formed, amazing characters, both historical and fictional, that provide the reader with a non-Eurocentric view of the war. The jacket also doesn't tell you that there are astounding bits of little-known or even hidden history that will amaze the reader. The jacket also doesn't tell about a mysterious group of Temple Mount guardians dedicated to protecting the secrets of the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. And most importantly, the jacket doesn't tell the reader that towards the end of the book, Evan will experience a romantic, restrained, but delightful love interest. And all that is inside the book.
Why do you think Wages of Empire would make a great book club selection?
Well, for myself, I find that a good book club selection for a novel of historical fiction will introduce the reader to an important moment in history, along with unique, interesting, and fully formed historical and fictional characters. These characters, along with a compelling and substantial plot, along with inspiring storylines, along with strong and consequential female characters, complicated conflicts, and thought-provoking topics, all this will stimulate a good discussion and give people plenty to talk about. And when you add an aura of mystery and romance, I think the feast is irresistible. Because of all these considerations, I believe Wages of Empire checks all the boxes for a solid book club selection. What's more is that it's widely available through Ingram from all bookstores, online vendors, in all formats, including Kindle and Audible. And for audiences that are averse to bad language and graphic sex, I can assure you there is none of either. And some people may be disappointed by that. But as I mentioned earlier, there is a nascent romance. And lastly, since most people in book clubs are busy and aren't looking for a 500 or 600-page book to read in a month, Wages of Empire, though a substantial novel of historical fiction, is fairly trim at 350 pages.
I think there's a sequel coming out soon.
I would hasten to add that Wages of Empire is going to be followed in just a few months by Crossroads of Empire, a book that will continue the adventure that begins here. And I look forward to sharing that book with you early in the new year, perhaps.
Ooh. I'll have to get my hands on this one first so that I can read it.
Please.
So, what's the best book, fiction or non-fiction, that you've read in the last year, and why?
Well, I really can't narrow it down to one book. And if I really do any reading to any significant degree, it's reading historical accounts, it's reading biographies, it's reading autobiographies, and it's reading collected letters. Two really great books that I used in research that are quite readable, even though they're actually scholarly and well-researched. First of all, involve some of my major characters. Lawrence in Arabia by Scott Anderson is an outstanding book that really explores the character of this amazing young man, T.E. Lawrence, who was only 27 years of age as he appears in this particular moment of history, yet his effect on history is absolutely monumental. The other fascinating character is Gertrude Bell. And this book, Desert Queen by Janet Wallach, is really an outstanding review. And as you can see, I used it, amply in really putting together my portrait of Gertrude, who was an amazing woman at a time when women were barely heard from in the historical record. And she was truly an amazing pioneer and a brilliant woman. So these are actually two of the books that I really loved in the course of my extensive research in writing my historical fiction.
I'd love to talk to you more about books, especially yours, but I promised readers 5 minutes, so we'll have to wrap this up so they can go read your book. Thank you so much for spending some time with us. For more information about Michael's book, please check out the book club page on the booktrib.com website. Until next time, bye.
Bye-bye.